What's up, guys, and welcome to today's video. In the first part of a two-part review, we're going to be taking a look at Gennaro Gattuso, guys, the AC Milan Italian legend. This dude was a tank, a beast, and he feared no one. Before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to Aaron Seri for requesting Gattuso and Nesta. Many of you guys also requested Gattuso, so I thank you guys for that. But this team played pretty well for me. I have them in a 4-1-2-1-2, a second variation formation, an all Milan side. Balotelli's a beast up top besides Baca. And, I mean, they were great defensively. 2 clean sheets. Only 1.5 goals allowed per game. So Nesta and Gattuso proved to be pretty solid back on the defense. But I'm going to get more into that during the highlights and his pros and cons. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at his face card stats now, guys. 66 pace, 55 shooting, 72 passing, 65 dribbling, and 85 defense, and 92 physical. Medium-high work rate with a 3-star weak foot, 2-star skill moves. Guys, in the games that I played with him, I scored only 2 goals. Those came from penalties, and actually the very first game that I played. He is not a scorer. I'll just let you know that right away. If you're looking for a center defensive mid who can score, Gattuso is not your guy. 55 shot, and he really just isn't a shooter, but that's not what he is. He is a brick wall in your center defensive midfield position. Defenders or attackers, from the other team had a very hard time getting past him, and I do think he was very reliable in the center defensive mid position. But he will not score unless you put him at the penalty spot like I did. But he is just mainly a defender, guys, but he is a brick wall. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at his in-game stats, and then we'll get into the pros and cons and the highlights thereafter. Gattuso's in-game stats, guys: 96 aggression, 92 interceptions, 91 reactions, 93 stamina, 94 strength, 83 long pass, 88 marking, 87 short passing. He's got the 3-star weak foot, 2-star skill moves, medium-high work rate, along with tactician and strength specialities and team player traits. This guy is an absolute tank, and he's also a great passer. He's great in the midfield. He's definitely a brick wall. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some highlights and jump right into Gattuso's pros and cons, guys. My first pro for Gattuso is an obvious one, and that is his strength and defense. The strength allows him to play his role to the maximum defensive potential. Attackers really had a hard time getting him off the ball, and he had quite an easy time getting them off the ball. This is probably the biggest trait you look for when searching for a solid defensive midfielder, and Gattuso is the strength you need in front of your back line. Now, my second and third pro somewhat correlate, and they deal with his possession and passing. Using his strength and smooth short passes, Gattuso is able to slowly work the ball up the field with his teammates, almost like a little give and goes all the way up the field. Gattuso's strength allows him to keep possession by holding off the defenders, which in turn leads to more chances for the team offensively. On top of this, it helps with it that his short passes are spot on to make sure the team keeps hold of the ball. Gattuso is awesome at this. Now, I do have 2 cons for Gattuso. And the first one is his pace. With only 66 pace, you don't expect him to be lightning fast. I thought for how small he is, he might be a little quicker, but I was wrong. This may be due to the fact that he is a pretty bulky, strong guy. But if it weren't for his good defensive positioning, I really think that Gattuso would struggle because of his pace. If he had pace, I could only imagine he'd be even better than he already is. My second con for Gattuso is his shooting and offensive play. With a 55 shot, you don't expect him to have a shot whatsoever, and he doesn't. I tried from long range and short range, but just could not find the back of the net. This is easily his biggest downfall, in my opinion. Granted, he is a great defender, but I really do like a defender that can get upfield and maybe find the top corner from long range. If Gattuso could do this, he would really be unstoppable. If only he had the long range of Yaya Toure. Guys, I really like Gattuso, though. He was strong, definitely a great defensive midfielder, and I definitely enjoyed his defensive play. I just wish he could have been more attacking minded, but he just wasn't. But this is now going to go ahead and take me into the overall summary of Gennaro Gattuso, and I believe that out of a 10 scale rating, he deserves an 8.1 out of 10. His pros and cons are listed, as well as the games played, goals, pass completion percentage, tackles won percentage, and the average match rating. Like I said earlier, guys, in 6 games, he had 2 clean sheets and held the opposition to only a goal and a half per game. For me, Gattuso was a brick wall, but he had no offensive play to him, and this is what set him back. So up next in my reviews, we have the second part of this 2-part review where we'll be taking a look at Alessandro Nesta. Keep requesting legends, guys. As always, feedback is appreciated, and if you're feeling crazy, hit that like or subscribe button. We are almost to 200 subscribers, which is amazing. If you guys want me to do a 200 subscriber special, you can comment down below, maybe some ideas for me to do. I appreciate you guys checking out this review, though, and until next time, I will talk to you guys later.